Hundo coming at you. What up, what up? Well, this is a little bit hot weird because Big Papa Hundo's phone is broken, so he can't exactly see what he's doing, and he's not really sure whether or not this is actually going out to the internets or not. We tried to do this a little bit earlier. Oh, hey, what's up? By the way, hi Humboldt. It's Big Papa Hundo coming at you. What up, what up? So, what I was going to tell all y'all about was that today was, well, now it's a new day. Now it's the 26th, but on the 25th of December, Big Papa Hundo did exactly what he promised he was going to do, and he consumed 132 medical marijuana gummies. Those are also recreational marijuana gummies at 10 milligrams apiece that were donated to our cause by Wendy, the Space Gem, and the great team over at Space Gems up in Humboldt County, who we love. Hi, Humboldt County, we love you. And, we're in Humboldt County. That's right. Oh, yeah, Big Papa Hundo was just trying to figure out why his hair was pink. But anyway, Big Papa Hundo want to talk to you about the 132 protest, the 132 protest. So, hashtag 132 protest, that's our movement where we are talking to everybody about legalizing marijuana. Yeah, that's right. And so, what Big Papa Hundo did earlier that he's going to try and recreate for you now, because his phone is hot broken and he's not sure whether or not this is going to work either, or whether or not we're actually live, but we think we're live. Yep, we're live. Okay, so Big Papa Hundo had the 132 gummies that he consumed. Now, why'd you do that, Big Papa Hundo? You just wanted to have a fabulous day? Well, yes, but Big Papa Hundo was a medical marijuana patient and still is, okay? But when Big Papa Hundo was doing not so hot good, he was up to nearly 3,000 milligrams of THC every single day, which is a hot lot, okay? And I want you to tell you, there is nothing recreational about medical doses of THC, okay? Medical marijuana is not an excuse to get high, and medical marijuana users are not. What we need to do is we need to try and end the stigma and the fear and the incarceration and the harassment. And we're facing all kinds of terrible stuff. Now, I wanted to talk to the president for a hot second. Mr. President? Hi, it's Big Papa Hundo coming at you. What up, what up? Now, Mr. President, sir, thank you for taking my call. I appreciate it. Big Papa Hundo here, and you probably, Mr. President, know about Jared Shaw, who's an American professional basketball player who was facing death by the firing squad in Indonesia. Yeah, he was facing death by the firing squad for 132 medical marijuana gummies. And you know what? You know what? Big Papa Hundo said that it's not okay for anybody to be killed because of marijuana in 2025 or 2026. That's hot, not okay. It's a plant, and it can't grow freely. Not in this space and time. What's up, Keller Williams? I see you out there. Anyhow, so, Mr. President, I was talking to Mr. President. Sorry, Mr. President. I have ADHD and PTSD and a whole alphabet soup full of conditions that medical marijuana, especially that from the Emerald Triangle, of which Humboldt County is comfortably within, okay, and which has been totally just bulldozed over by greed weed. Yucky. Greed weed. Okay. Greed weed. What's greed weed? Well, greed weed is putting profits over patients. And some of you out there are greed weed, and y'all know who you are, and you know what you did, and the rest of the world's gonna hot know what you did too. Okay? Even though you'd really love it if Big Papa Hundo would shut up, we all know that ain't gonna happen, because just like the original Lorax, okay? Dr. Seuss's Lorax, the Humboldt Lorax clown is also intentionally annoying. Okay? I'm in your face and I'm annoying and I don't go away. Okay? Because guess what? Just like when the Onceler cut down the tree and released the Lorax, yeah, who then proceeded to annoy the living hot heck out of him, okay? Because the Lorax was speaking the truth, all right? And it was inconvenient, and it was not what the Onceler wanted to hear, but it's what he needed to hear, all right? So in that same sense, Big Papa Hundo, the Humboldt-Lorax clown, popped out, yeah, and said, "Whoa, what are you guys doing to the Emerald Triangle? You greedweed, cut that crap out." Okay, hot no. Hot no. Yeah, back off, okay? You're trying to take our culture, you're trying to take our history, you're trying to take our jobs, our families, okay? Hot no. That's enough of that crap. Now, let me tell you something, okay? Big Papa Hundo is kind of old, all right? And he's old enough to remember the way it was, all right, back in the day, because back in 1992, Big Papa Hundo happened to roll up to see Jerry Garcia and the Grateful Dead, okay? And he happened to be part of that extended network of friends and family, along with Wavy Gravy, hi Wavy, okay, and Jahanara Romney. Oh, we love you, Jah. Yeah. Anyhow, oh, Mr. President, sorry, I forgot I was talking to you. Pay attention, Mr. President. I need you right now, okay? We all need you, all right? And I understand, Mr. President, that it's very difficult to be a Mr. President because, you know, Big Papa Hundo was once the president of an international not-for-trade, not-for-profit, Pay attention, Mr. President. Big Papa Hundo was talking. Big Papa Hundo was the president of an international not-for-profit trade association. That's why I was saying before he was all interrupting. But it's okay. I forgive you. You are the president after all. I'm just trying to be respectful. Anyhow, Mr. President, so Big Papa Hundo remembers the way it was back in the day. And here's how it was, okay? If you were a person who wanted to expand your consciousness, have some relaxation, meditation, recreation, or medication for marijuana, what you were going to need to do is you were going to need to prove a little something about whether or not you were kind, all right? We always have to ask, all right? In the Grateful Living Intentional community and the Grateful Dead, always we're asking the question of, are you kind? Well, if you happened to be kind, and you happened to meet someone kind, and you happened to gain their trust and understanding, and you happened to listen to the lessons that they wanted to teach you about how to put you good to get the sacrament of medical or recreational marijuana. And now, Greedweed just says, nope, thank you, drive through, and hurry up, get out of here, okay? They don't want conversation because they want you to find out that they're Greedweed, all right? Now, when people go to a dispensary, especially medical marijuana patients, and they want education, they want information, and they want to learn from their bartender, okay? What Greedweed has done is Greedweed has taken us from a situation where you used to go and you used to meet with the man. What's up, man? Okay? And the man who was who had what it was that you were seeking, okay, or what it was that you needed for your medical needs, all right, that person was going to sit down and they were going to make sure you were okay and that you were going to be okay and you were going to use that for good in the universe, and then maybe they hook you up, okay, but they had to get your trust. Now, all they need to get is your credit card. Oh, wait, you can't do that because we didn't deschedule. Mr. President, sir, I'm so glad that I remember I was talking to you again, Mr. President, because what I was trying to tell you is that I know that you made just a little, well, it wasn't you don't make mistakes, but your people made a mistake. And that is that they were trying to get you to D, and instead somebody screwed up and put R and reschedule with an R, and that was not what you meant to do. What you meant to do was deschedule, not reschedule. But it's totally cool. You could totally fix this at any point. Let's just get it all together and get it done, because millions of medical marijuana patients like myself, what's up? And you know what? If I want to visit my parents in the great state of Arizona, okay, I have to throw my medication away before I cross the border, or else I'm going to get arrested. Now, what happens to me, Mr. President, if, you know, I accidentally have a joint in my pocket or something, and I forget about it because that's my medication, just like maybe you have a couple of Tylenol in your pocket or something, should I go to jail for that? Should anybody be in jail for marijuana in 2025? Hot no. Should anybody be in jail for marijuana in 2026? No. Can you fix that, Mr. President? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm asking you, Mr. President, please. Okay? I get it. I've been president of an international non-profit trade association. I get how difficult it is to be the president. Everybody's coming at you, and everybody's got an opinion, and no matter what you feel like, it might just be wrong to somebody. Okay? But you know what? We're spending a lot of resources, and we're ruining people's lives. We're destroying families by having medical marijuana prisoners and non-violent marijuana offenders in the prison system. Okay? Let them go, please. All right? It doesn't make any sense in the penal system to try to use somebody as an example when we're using them as examples to prove that we're wrong? No. Okay? Listen, there have been legally operating dispensaries in states in our country for over a decade. And the federal government acting like, well, we're going to reschedule, not deschedule. So we know this is going on, but we're going to kind of ignore it, but kind of not. That's not really an answer, you guys. Okay? And rescheduling, all this is we're just creating more rules and legislation and making a bigger mess. Okay? We still don't have interstate commerce. We still don't have protection for the prisoners. Okay, let them go. All right? If all we're going to do right now is reschedule, and that's the best we can do, can you please free the marijuana prisoners? Please, sir, Mr. President. Okay, that's enough for the President. Thank you for taking my call, Mr. President. I want to talk about a couple other things. I want to talk to you about Jared Shaw and the 132 gummies that I ate today that were donated by Space Gems right here in Humboldt County. Thank you, Wendy and the team at Space Gem. That was a truly entertaining experience and something that do not try at home, okay? The average dose that a recreational user should be thinking about doing is about 2.5 to 5 milligrams. What Big Papa 100 did today was 1,320 milligrams, all right? And the only reason why he even could come close to doing that sort of thing was that he's been a medical marijuana patient who's taken over 3,000 milligrams of THC a day, and there's nothing recreational about medical doses of marijuana, okay? Nothing. Now, at a much lower dosage, that's a whole heck of a lot of fun. And, yeah, we have a whole lot of fun. But you know what? If you start to get high doses of marijuana, there are some things that happen with your body because it's not ready for that yet. And it's not adjusted to that. And your tolerance isn't going to be here. And that is not going to be a good experience for you. So please, do not try this at home, okay? Big Papa Hug did this as an act of protest, an act of art protest and activism. He did this to get your attention, all right? Don't be thinking that you're going to go diving into 1,320 milligrams of THC and be feeling just fat as a funky. It's probably not going to work out for you. Please don't do it, okay? Enough of that. Let's talk about Jared Shaw. Jared Shaw was facing the... Oh, who's Jared Shaw? Jared Shaw is an American professional basketball player who's in Indonesia, and he is incarcerated with 13 other men, nowhere to sleep. He's sleeping on the floor, and we've already established that he has a need because he treats his Crohn's disease with medical marijuana. Deal for anybody to have 132 medical marijuana gummies? Okay? We shouldn't be. And we definitely shouldn't have anybody who is sat in prison. An American sitting in prison for 7 months facing the death penalty by firing squad. And you know what? Most of our fellow Americans had no idea that was even happening. We weren't going to let that happen. We were not which the 132 protest is an ongoing movement, and we're carrying this in on the UK 2026 tour into the 2026 tour, where we're going to be talking a lot, because right now is a very important time for marijuana legalization, and a very, very important time for all the activists out there to get together and get on the same page, because the One Plant Alliance is real, and it's very, very important. Protecting our legacy culture is very, very important. As I said, you know, it was a bigger deal back in my day. You had to know somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody, okay? And prove whether or not you were kind before they were even going to consider letting you know that they knew anything about marijuana, let alone drive-through and rush out the window and not having your questions answered by bartenders who are having the whip crack on them by people who say they're managers, but couldn't have a paper bag because all they care about is profits and not patience. Greed weed. Okay, talking to you, greed weed. I know you see me out there. I see you seeing me. Okay, but you guys can continue to ignore me and marginalize me and all that other stuff. Greed weed. Okay, we give you plenty of opportunity to prove you were greed weed. You prove beyond shadow of doubt that you are the worst greed weed case I have ever seen in my life. And Big Papa Hundo and the crew, we're coming for you. Okay, we're gonna show you for what you are, greed weed, because you've had every opportunity in the world to be a good and kind and real organization, but you know what? All you do is care about profits, not patience, and you've proven that beyond a shadow of doubt. The whole world's gonna find all about you. Okay, but no worries about that. Let's talk about purple berries for a second. Okay, Jefferson Airplane. For those of you who remember my Jefferson Airplane and Grace Slick, and by the way, Slick Grace, where's Slick Grace? No, Slick Grace, my queer imaginary banana slug. You know Slick Grace? Yeah. Well, Slick Grace is out in the rainstorm because there's been a lot of rain today. And banana slugs are very, very slimy creatures, and they really like to slum around in the rain. So Slick Grace is out flying around in the rain, but otherwise you'd be here to join me and tell you all about purple berries. So, Jefferson Airplane. Okay? You might remember a song from Jefferson Airplane where they sing, "You should try some of my purple berries. I've been eating them for 6 or 7 weeks now. Haven't got sick once. Probably keep us both alive." Well, you know, that really, really, really powerful message from Grace Slick and the Jefferson Airplane. What's up, Jefferson Airplane? I'm sorry, Grace Slick. Hey, Grace Slick, I went over to 2400 Fulton Street and I left pamphlets about Jared Shaw all over 2400 Fulton Street. So that was me, by the way. And yeah, you can probably see that on Instagram too. But yeah, I just wanted you to know that I went to source because I knew you would want to know. And that was when Jared Shaw was still facing death by the firing squad. Now that threat's gone, we just need to get him home. But let's talk about purple berries. So, purple berries. So you must try some of my purple berries. I've been eating them for 6 or 7 weeks now. Haven't got sick once. Probably keep us both alive. You know, to me, that's always kind of harken back to our ancient roots. Maybe cave dwelling times, maybe later, I don't know, somewhere in there. But it was an expression to me that meant that here were two human beings trying to make a connection, that were communicating to each other how they could best survive. But the humans didn't know anything about these purple berries. They were just purple berries. And so when you started eating them, and they found out that they had tremendous benefits. Made their health better, didn't get sick once for 2 weeks, and keep them alive. So that human decided to share the information about purple berries with their fellow humans, which is a pretty solid thing to do. And in the same way, here we are in 2025, and some of us who were trying the green berries found out that they had incredible recreational and medicinal benefits. And so we come to our fellow humans and say, hey, you should try some of our green berries. And, you know, a lot of people did. A lot of people said them green berries were real good. Some people said, wow, those green berries make a lot of money. We're going to take those green berries away from you, and we're going to mow you down, and we're going to destroy culture and steal from you. And you know what? That sounds awfully one-flirty. Okay? Greedweed and the one-flirty are pretty much one and the same. Okay? We might just call you Greed Mother from now on. But anyway, Greedweed, I would talk to you, but no. Okay? That's enough for you tonight. So, purple berries, green berries. Okay? What's the point of all that, Big Papa Hundo? Well, Big Papa Hundo point is this. At every point in our evolution, and as our society evolves, and as we evolve as beings on this planet, and stewards of the environment, and protectors of one another, because we're all the same person trying to shake hands with ourselves, okay? So as we embrace our position in the universe, and as we go into our full potentiality of being the beings that we want to be, we're going to try some purple berries, we're going to try some green berries, and you know what? When we find out that they're good, we're going to share that information, that knowledge with our fellow humans, so that we can both stay alive. Okay? But what's happening now is that those of us who were trying the green berries for entertainment and recreation found out there's medicinal benefits to it. And now we're trying to share that message. Man, it's not easy, because a lot of the forces that have worked against the plant, and a lot of forces that have embraced fear and demonization of this plant, they did it for pretty biblical reasons, okay? And Big Papa Hundo understands that he makes mistakes in the world, all right? And as he always said, even especially when it comes to greed, weed, okay? What he's always said was, hey, you know what? Of course you're going to screw up. You're human. I screw up. You screw up. We all screw up. Okay? But what you need to do is you need to apologize. And you need to accept the responsibility when you screw up. You don't need to go around victim blaming and, throwing bad on bad and ignoring people, ignoring patients, rejecting medical marijuana patients, safe access to their medication when you're a dispensary. That's what you're in business for, okay? And that's why I'm obedient, okay? Because no dispensary that has worked so hard to get a license and theoretically cares about their patients would ever turn a medical patient away when they're presenting to you with an active medical condition, cash in hand, and asking for their money. And you know what? That happens. And that's definitely going to get dealt with in the big in 2026. So during our New Kicks in 2026 tour, you're going to be seeing some pop-up events and some big protests out in front of Greenweed. Yeah, we're going to bring you the noise, people, because the whole world is going to see who you are and what you did. But let's go back to Jared Shaw. So today, yesterday, the 25th of December, 2025, the Hundo ate 132 medical marijuana gummies. And as you can see and hear, he's pretty freaking lucid, okay? Because medical marijuana patients, all right, we're not just high, we're also highly effective, all right? We're highly educated. We're not just high. Medical marijuana is not an excuse to get high. Medical marijuana is medicine, okay? Nobody should know or need to deal with the fact that I'm a medical marijuana patient, all right? I also should not be worried about the threat of death from the firing squad, or that if I happen to have my medicine in my car and I forget and drive across the state lines, I'm going to go to jail. Or that if I go across state lines, I got to buy more medication. Because you know what? Not a lot of us are billionaires these days, okay? And those people who are, okay, I'm just one person out here that's out trying to make an impact on the world. And by the way, internet, shame on you for calling me a humanitarian. I've never eaten any humans, okay? Shame on you for calling me humanitarian. I don't eat humans. Anyway, so what I was trying to say is, legalize it. Don't criticize it. Legalize it. And I will advertise it. I'm Big Papa Hundo, and I approve this message. I will THC you all just a little later, if I can figure out how to get my phone working. Now, don't